Hello, I'm Matthew Catanzano, and this is the Catanzano Fiction Podcast. We don't have a guest tonight, but we will on Saturday night, so be sure to tune into that. That will be Raj James, otherwise known as Sidecar, but he's going to be doing some poems and just talking about the craft of writing. Tonight, I got a few poems for you. Do I want to give an explanation? This first one is the title of it is a Facebook post by somebody who's featuring tonight over in Everett, Washington. If you're in Washington here, I couldn't make it tonight. But I really want to meet him. I've seen some of his posts and stuff. He's an interesting guy. And anyways, the title is, Did You Put Your First Love on a Pedestal? And maybe I'll speak more to it after. Seems to work out better that way. Did you put your first love on a pedestal? Did you put your first love on a pedestal? There she was, her curly red hair flowing into wisdom, her thin-lipped smile between her ears, exchanging glances with the old lady who was waiting one stoop below. Did they recognize each other's vanity, their perfectly maintained teeth, despite all of the coke and heroin? She was there, and boy, didn't you know it. It's been 7 years since this place you frequent it so that you can see the stage which once held her grace, don't you? There are so few of us left here who knew her. You there. And you remember her, right? No? Forget I asked. It was for his sake, and he doesn't really want to remember anyway, right? That is what this stubborn masochism means to him, means to the two of them. It means never recall. Back when they were fools. Back when he was fooly, when Goddess was fooly, sucking fag for dope, razor blades to throat, chained to the wall, so many nightmares and heart sicknesses. Between just the two of them, they made it through. But somehow she rebounded, and he did not. I mean, she still partakes, but she had accepted her fate long before he had chosen one. He can pretend he is righteous, crediting her victory as his own, as if he were the center of his universe instead of the other way around. Indeed, he continues to shrine you, replacing his wrinkled photograph to its dull form standing, time after time and again to her pedestal. To his credit, she was and is worthy of his worship, and to him it all centers around his daily prayers of forgiveness. Must feel like a punishment, the utter desolation of her absence. In sleep he can see her, the nude goddess that she is, with her wavy hair. After all those lost years, he no longer gave her credit for his blessings. In his late, he took her silence as a denial, her only blessings as a complication, confusion. A 90-degree day when his sweating anxiety peaked when he bit his lips to bleeding, but he continues to praise her, even if there was a touch of ungratefulness to his tone. He can't fault Goddess too much. It's like she said to him once, "You're only ever happy when you're sad." He reassures himself that she knows that, reaffirms her worthiness of worship. He proclaims to the sky on his ceiling, "You sweet, sad, dope goddess, I pray only to you, my sweet lady, and you have blessed me many times." Yeah, that's just something that occurred to me when I read that post, and how we all kind of put our first love on a pedestal. And oh man, I'm talking about a lot of things there. And I quit doing drugs not that long ago. I quit drinking for the most part. I haven't been perfect, I guess. But that's kind of people who who see it as a choice, I don't think they understand how there isn't really much of a choice. It's putting yourself through torture. It's mental and sometimes even physical torture, and it's not as easy as they think. And I hope maybe I can put that across with that. Yeah, that one's pretty complete. Not much process notes there. Now this one I just got published on July 8th at on the Pangolin Review, PANGOLIN review.wix site, wixsite.com/mypoetry site/current-issue. Check it out. I'm about halfway down. There's a lot of magazine to read, but a lot of great stuff to read there too. I hope you'll enjoy this. This is the vocal version. Damaged man, singing out the words to the needle and the damage done, with his chest, not a single note hit correctly nor played, though in his distant eyes you could see that he had lived the words of the song. It had been a habit of the crowds that they would allow him to stand in front of, to beat it very quickly out of there while he tuned, which he never did seem to take notice of. Even if the room was empty, he would wail as hard as was possible. He sang for me. I was the only one standing there. A woman later told me that she had often attended my own performances. She offered what I believed was her critique, that she had often attended, but for only the first time she could hear my words where she could not before. She said my average amount of profanity was disgusting. I left it unsaid that we do not sing it for you, spectator. We sing for ourselves. If you have attended, then it is your role to design a place in the song. That is to say, that if you attend, we speak for you, but only if you choose to sink all matter of complex emotion, not just the comfortable ones alone, not only the fine-tuned, professionally edited, and politically corrected. The ragged voice of the damaged man will always sing for you if you attend. That is his way. But he would have sang for himself if you were never there at all. Yeah, that's one that people really like a lot. I don't know. I always thought it was kind of boring, but whatever. No, it's not boring. That's a shitty thing to say. Anyways, it's from a long time ago, and there was actually this singer who would come in, and every time he came in, everybody would leave. And I don't know. I always wanted to run into him again and talk to him again and learn about his story, because he was so poetic, and he couldn't really, I guess in most people's view, play the song right, but he played it the way he wanted to, and it was so soulful, and I think that people really missed out, but he didn't. He enjoyed himself. He was a really amazing person that I noticed. Anyways, I hope he's well. I still remember his name, but I'm not going to say it just in case he doesn't like this. And man, I hope you're well, and I hope I see you again someday. I thought your work was really interesting. Anyways, this next one is called Relentless, and I don't think I'll probably say much about that one. My ex, we never really loved. She cut a little slash in my arm. Rose showed up at my door, and at a time that I was so dreading solitude, I answered the door and said, "Hello?" She didn't say anything. She just pulled out a box cutter from her purse and cut a slash in my arm. She did it very calmly and returned to her vehicle. I wrapped a bandage around my arm and started walking. I walked 100 miles to see my brother. When he answered the door, I said, "Hello?" Sean, quite uncharacteristically, punched on my face, breaking my nose and ripping my favorite shirt. I cleaned up my face as best I could and started walking. I walked over 100 miles to the nearest corner bar, even though I didn't have a cent. Many of my friends happened to be there, and a woman I had once slept with. In my adolescence, I really thought that I loved her, even though she had strangled my dog the last I had seen her. I had forgotten because I was instead focused on my infatuation. Oddly enough, I approached her. I said, "Hello?" As soon as my grinning had left me, she smashed a bottle over my tattered face, further staining my torn sleeve. She then grabbed another bottle and broke it over the wooden bar, stabbed me in the eye as I backed away. I looked around at my friends, exclaiming, "Somebody gonna help me?" And they looked at me and thought about it, then laughed. Some joined in stabbing and jabbing. After it was over, I somehow found the strength to clean myself up, despite massive blood loss and exhaustion. I started walking. I walked 138 miles to get home. I sat down on the couch when I got there and played a real sad song with my guitar. It was so sad it would have made all of them pity me. Then I cried. I took off all of my clothes and laid out on the front lawn, licked the grass, rolled around. I got up and climbed the tree with my guitar to the tippy top. I lit a cigarette while I was up there. It was behind my ear. Played my sad song once more for the passing cars. The police arrived to get me down from the tree. Always interfering pesky fuckers. I played them my song, and as soon as I was sung out, they in fact empathized with me. I must be dreaming. Reasonably, they agreed to leave me alone in my tree. And a few hours later, I did climb down. It's hard to believe, isn't it? I am Matthew Catanzano, and this has been the Catanzano Fiction Podcast. Please tune in tomorrow night for Raj James, or Sidecar. He is guaranteed to be fascinating. I'm sure there are places to look him up. I'm not really sure what all of them are, but you will certainly find out tomorrow. If you would like to be on the show or have anything to say about the show to me, please call my phone at 206-427-4109 and or email me at mcatanzano88@gmail.com. I'm Matthew Catanzano. This is the Catanzano Fiction Podcast. Hope you're having a great one. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Love you.